my kid there when he was small, and when we came back on Badger, did that for the first time. Second time got stuck on the way up. So we've got a lot of, in the short space of time that we've been on the canals, a lot of history from being on the boat at Foxton, and also a lot of personal history growing up and visiting it as a child, never realising that I would one day be living on the canals. Yeah, so we're leaving there now. We're just passing Debdale Wharf, Debdale Marina, whatever they call it, and we're going to try and make Kilby Bridge today, because we do need to empty the unmentionables, and we do need to fill it with water, and we'll probably stay there for a few days as well. We're like almost like a comet, a very slow comet moving through Leicestershire, and it gives me the opportunity as we slowly move through to hook up with lots of old friends and family. Even mowed my mum's lawn yesterday, so very productive. Alright, Kilby today, 12 locks, 8 hours it says on the map. I've just seen I've just seen a boat hidden in the reeds, so excuse the camera angle. I like to slow down when I'm passing the boats. Not everybody has that courtesy. Yeah, so 8 hours according to the planner, 12 locks. Whether we make it all today or not, I'd like to, because then I can do nothing tomorrow. If we don't, then tomorrow we'll cruise for the remaining few hours and then more up there. Right, I'll show you this stretch, shall I? The beeping, there's some sort of construction going on behind those trees. I am noticing, in the same way that in southern Leicestershire, as we were heading into Foxton, how overgrown the canal was. It is like a jungle this side as well. I mean, there is only enough room for one boat to squeeze through where there probably would have been room for two to pass, and you're ducking under trees. And I know we've had a lot of rain for 2 years, and the foliage has clearly benefited from that. But it's making navigation quite a challenge, and that's why earlier when I saw that boat at the last minute, and I like to slow down when I pass the boats because not everybody, as I said, has that courtesy. I didn't see it till the last minute because only because it was red and it stuck out in the reeds did I actually notice it. So yeah, you could pretty much hide away in here, and this is what I'm talking about boats hidden in the reeds. And again, luckily it's got a flash of red on it, otherwise I wouldn't have seen it and slowed down. Not a bad little place to moor up for a few days though. Nice and secluded. You definitely won't have any neighbours. And the sun is out. And as long as you've got cold beer on board, that's about as close to canal paradise as you're going to get. big worry about this is if anything gets wrapped around your prop, because that ruins your day. Safely through that. Bloody hell. If they don't cut some of this back before next year, it'll almost be impossible to navigate through. The reeds will completely take over the network. Good for the birds, not good for the boats. To appear around the corner, and it's a very hot day to be doing locks. I'm just hoping that we can get through there a lot smoother and faster than we did on previous runs down this canal, because it would be nice to moor up early enough on this beautiful summer day to have a cold beverage and a barbecue. There's a pattern emerging here. Right, we're well and truly on familiar territory now, because we remember all of these sort of wigwam structures at that particular, I think it's a pub, or yes, I think it's a pub, from the previous times we've been through here. And there's some boaters that we're coming through the locks with who are just bumping into the back of my boat, but bless them, they're on a hire boat and they had no idea how to do the locks, so they're under Camille's expert tutelage at the moment. What could possibly go wrong? But yeah, beautiful day. I think it's going to be a fantastic day, and I'm hoping that Elliot's going to be meeting me at some point with supplies. Alright, these guys are under Camille's expert tutelage, so if anything goes wrong, it's down to the teacher. Experts at work. There's Camille's students. Ruthlessly efficient they are. bump into this man. I'm going to say, there we go. Billy the Swan Whisperer. I knew we were going to bump into him. I'll see you. Yeah, we saw a whole family go by. Well, the new boat's called Signet. Like 2 or 3 locks up. I think so, yeah. Oh, good. All right. Well, there's a bit of water that comes out the side there and pushes you away, so you'll be all right. That's my excuse for my terrible driving. I'm sticking to it. You guys have a good one. The ladies helped us through, so they made it nice and easy. I hope I get to speak to Vinny, because we see him quite often on this stretch, and he knows all the swans in the area. He knows the families, he knows which ones were kicked out of which family, which ones have been nesting. And we had a really lovely conversation with him the last time that we came through. And he usually carries a windlass with him as well, and he'll help people through the locks. Yeah, he's a good character, good guy. Right, that's 5 done, 7 to go. Now, the observant ones of you will notice a bike has just appeared on the roof of Signet, and we don't own a bike. But Elliot does. So yeah, Elliot's joined us to help us through some of the locks. So now we've got another set of hands, the group that are behind us, that are under Camille's expert tutelage, and seasoned veteran from Badger, seen previously on Postcards from the Edge as we were heading into Leicester, about 2 years ago now, wasn't it? Yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah. So yeah, he's going to help us through the last 7 locks to Kilby, where I intend to fire up the barbecue, and there's possibly a cold beverage in store. And now putting Elliot to good use, lock assistant. Are they close? Right, now I know most of you want to see Camille's happy smiling face, but you've got Elliot's happy smiling face instead, who's been immensely helpful as we've been going through the locks. The other guys have had a baptism of fire, really. They've never been on the canals or a canal boat before, and they've now done 12 locks. And luckily they had the assistance of Camille and her expert tutelage and a bit of Elliot's muscle power. I did nothing as usual. And now we get into the part of the day that I love the most. After, 7 hours of cruising it's been now. Glorious sunshine, quite hot by English standards. There's cold beer and a barbecue in my immediate future. And I know this is becoming a bit of a trend, but I intend to make this last well into winter because I'm loving the new barbecue. And on a day like today, there's no better way to finish. Oh, train. All right, Kilby Bridge. Right, well, we made it to Kilby and then we stopped and filled it with water, did some shopping, and then when we came back to start the boat up, we got no response at all, nothing. And we were thinking, is it batteries? There's no red light indicator, nothing at all. We've checked all the terminals on all the batteries and they're all fine. So I'm thinking it's the ignition switch, because we did have a slight issue with the ignition switch all the way back when we were on the Kennet and Avon. It seems to have got worse. So, like most people do in a situation like this when something's gone terribly wrong after a great day, you go to the pub.
Cheers.
Right, well, we've been in the pub for a couple of pints and discussed it, and we decided that we would take the ignition off and have a look at it. We can multitask though, so we got a barbecue going at the same time, and we've taken the ignition panel off and we've taken the actual ignition, I don't know what you call it, coil, switch, whatever, taking that off. And what we noticed was when we took it apart, it was in bits inside. So we experienced an issue about 6 weeks ago on the Kennet and Avon where we were having trouble starting it, but then if I feathered it, it would come to life. So when this happened today, I had a funny feeling it was connected to the earlier issue that we had. After testing all the batteries and they were all fine, and the solar charger works fine, everything's working fine, it's just that. And when we took it apart, it's in bits. So we're going to have a few more beers or cider and a barbecue and order the part, and it's a plug and play part, so it should just fit straight back in. So
Beer fixed it.
Beer fixed it. Happy days.
A few days later, while I was away working down in Devon, Elliot popped round and fixed it. Happy days.
That is the sound of success. We have a running engine.
So on that happy note, I'll leave you with this week's montage.